Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing a message to you. Now, I looked at the setup of this particular puzzle, and it looks absolutely fascinating. It's yet another variant we've not seen before, and you know me and variants, I just cannot help but just keep featuring all of these different ones, see what sort of excites you guys, and hopefully we get to see more of this particular variant in the future. Now, with a title as inquisitive and curious as a message to you, of course, I ended up having to go with something like a message in a bottle. And here you've got Sleuth finding exactly that, a message in a bottle. And the curiosity of our little detective here clearly is piqued, and he's grabbing the bottle to see what is the message that's inside it. Now, as I bring up the puzzle and the rules, there's a kind of like a bit of an intro here from, I'm so sorry if I'm going to mispronounce this. It's either going to be Lulero. I think the second L is sort of silent, maybe Spanish, Portuguese, Lulero. Okay, so a message to you by Lulero. And essentially he's constructed this puzzle for a bunch of friends so that they can, I'm assuming he or she has constructed this puzzle for a bunch of friends that introduced them to the whole idea of creating loops and drawing things into the puzzle. So I am going to remind you that in this particular puzzle, you are going to have to enable the pen lettering tool, which I say all of this and I haven't even put up the grid. So let me try that again. No, I have put up the grid. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. We're going to have to sort of ignore some of my timestamps for a second. But anyway, so bringing up the grid, enabling the pen letter tool, I'm just double checking that this is visible for you. Pretty sure it will be in a second. So pen letter tool on, make sure that is the case so that you can actually draw in this loop. Now, in terms of the rules for this, so regular Sudoku rules apply. So place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Pretty standard stuff. Now, the digits in a circle appear in the surrounding cells. So essentially, these circles that have 1, 4, and 7, they must be in the surrounding four sets of cells. These are 2, 3, and 9. Obviously, the fact that there are only 3 means that there is yet another digit in here, or 3 other digits in this particular case. So just bear that in mind as you're trying to solve this. Now here's the bit that's absolutely fascinating. Draw a loop such that it goes through all the 3x3 boxes at least once. It cannot enter cells around the circle. So whatever the loop is, it can't go into these cells that are part of these circles, has to go around them somehow. So that is not allowed. It has vertical left-right symmetry, and cells from the same box that are on the loop must be of the same entropy. So for clarity, vertical symmetry is if row 2, column 2, this cell here, is on the loop, then row 2, column 8, this cell here, is also on the loop. And again, if row 7, column 3, this cell here is on the loop, then row 7, column 7 is also on the loop. So essentially, it's almost, vertically symmetrical. We're going to come up with some shape that's going to be something, is that correct? No, that's not correct. How am I getting this so wrong? Yeah, something like that. So that would be sort of like a vertically symmetrical shape, and we're going to have to come up with something like that. Now, the other thing that Lulero is saying is that cells in the same box have to have the same entropy. Now, for clarity, entropy groups are either 1, 2, and 3, or, so one valid entropy group is 1, 2, 3, second one would be 4, 5, 6, last one would be 7, 8, 9. So essentially, these 3 cells in box 6 on the loop would have to be one of this set. So it's either 1, 2, 3, or it's 4, 5, 6, or it's 7, 8, 9. What it cannot be is a mix across these entropy groups. So I'm really fascinated by this. As always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, let's see what's inside this message and decipher what we have in store for us. Let's try that again. Right, let's crack on. So I'll tell you what as soon as I read the rule sets, I knew that this is a lot more approachable than it may seem. And the reason for that is that this vertical symmetry, I'm actually sort of half tempted to do this, to draw a line kind of down the middle as such. Now remember, all of the squares that are surrounding these circles are not part of the loop, but it's got to be symmetrical. So these two cells are not part of the loop. Also, these two cells are not part of the loop. So in essence, we need to basically just very quickly select all the cells that are not part of the loop. And I strongly suspect that, hang on, what did I do wrong there? Yeah, that was it. That looks correct now. Is that symmetrical? Did I do this correctly? I don't think it is correct. That is correct now. So all of these cells are gray. Now, the other fascinating thing about this is that because they have to be of the same entropy group, and the entropy group, just as a quick reminder, are either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, 8, 9, it limits the loop in any single box to exactly no more than 3 cells. If I try and create a loop that includes 4 cells, so for example, I'm allowed to create a loop in here of 4 cells, I'm going to break this entropy group setup. So essentially, I have to make sure that the loop is optimal and uses no more than 3 cells in any single box. And you can see already with the gray circles, with the gray square, excuse me, that this is sort of somewhat forced. So for example, box 1, I really can do this. Yeah, there you go. That is entirely forced. There is no other way for me to visit this box and get into other boxes without only just using these 3 cells. You can see obviously in box, hang on, that can't be right. That is correct. Because I need to visit box 5 and the only way I can visit it is through box 2. So that would be correct. No, come on, I can draw. No, forget it. I'm going to do it this way. Thank you. Except I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. Yeah. Ooh. Like I am so tempted to say this is correct, that the message is a heart, but we don't actually know that. I mean, one thing I could do is I could do 3 cells this way, or I could do it with a point. So what I do know is that these 2 cells are definitely in the loop. Now the others, I'm confident that this is the 3. I'm confident this is the 3. I'm confident that it is these 3 because I need to visit box 5, and these are essentially the ones that are connecting the rest of the loop. So this one has to be out. Then this is the maximum 3, the only one I can't reach that cell. So it is only just the 1, and it was almost certainly a heart. I mean, it will be, you know, quite a flat message if that's kind of the message, but we'll prove it. So that's so far the loop. I don't need the gray anymore, do I? No, I don't think I do. But what I can do now is start to use these quads to try and actually start a solve. So for example, this 5, 8 means that there is a 5, 8 in here, there's a 5, 8 in here. But with this 5 square, that tells me that's the 5, that's the 5, this is 8, this is 8. This is clearly now this 6, 7, 9. That tells me these are 6, 7, and 9 because it can't be the 5. This is 2, 3, 7, 9. So I'm just keeping an eye on, I need 3 cells. Yeah. So already obvious. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excuse me, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are the 3 different entropy groups that we have here. Well, in box 6, I can't use 7, 8, 9. I need 3 of them of the same entropy. 7, 8, 9 is gone. 4, 5, 6 is gone. It is forced to be 1, 2, 3 here. Got something going on there. This is 3, 6, 3, 6. Let's just see where that leads us. I did say 3, 6, and I wrote in 4. That doesn't have to be the 3, mind you, because, you know, just because this is 2, 3, 9, the 3 can still be up here. In fact, could be there. And then 2, 9, and a 6. So it is not forcing anything. I'm going to lose these for a second. 3, 6 in here means that's not a 6. There's a 6 in there. 2, 3, 7, 9. 1, 2, 3, 8. Ah, there you go. That's no 3s here because of the 3, 6 pair. 3 is definitely in there. So that option of having a 3 and a 6 and then 2, 9 is gone because of this quad. So that is a 3. Therefore, that is a 3. That is a 6. That is a 6. These 3s tells me that this is a 3. And this is a 1, 2 pair. No 2s in here now. No 3s in there. There's a definite 2 there, and there's a definite 3 in here. One, 4, 7. Have I missed any rules? It feels like, you know, not enough if I'm honest. What else do I see in here? It cannot enter cells from the same. No, this is it. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to color the entropy groups for a second. So I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3 is blue, 4, 5, 6 is yellow, 7, 8, 9 is red. Just to sort of kind of eliminate potentially some options, yellow and red. Now we know that this is blue. We know that this is not blue because I've got 1 and 2 and 3 all seeing this cell. So my options are yellow or red in here. I need 3 of them there. Yeah, I can hide the 2 or the 9 in here. So actually 3 and 6, that's helpful because it's not blue and it's not yellow. This is red. This is 7, 8, 9. 8s are kind of giving me an 8. These are 7, 9 pairs. This in here is not 1, 2, or 3 because they're part of this quad. So it's not blue, it's yellow or red. And then these 3, or these 3, are, doesn't include a 6, so it's not yellow. So it's blue or red. I just need to figure out which one it is. This is not as helpful as I was hoping. Nowhere near as helpful as I was hoping, if I'm honest. I mean, if this is, yeah, it could be any of them though. It's not going to be whatever this one is. So it's definitely, if this is yellow, this can't be yellow, can it? Because yeah, I still need 2 cells. There's only 3 of any given color in the same row. So they have to be different because they share it. The fact that this is an 8 doesn't stop this from being 7 or 9. The only thing that it isn't is blue. And this cell in here, again, could be a 1, because, you know, I only have 1 cell at most in there. Interesting. All right. Sudoku. Whenever you get stuck, Sleuth, just Sudoku, please. which is very helpful because 5s means that's a 5, and this quad to be satisfied has 2 and 9, which makes this yellow, because it can't be 1, 2, 3, and it can't be 7, 8, 9, because I've lost one of them, which makes this not yellow. Otherwise, I would have ended up with 4 yellows in the same row. Can't have 4, 5, 6 in 4 cells. That makes this 7, 8, 9, with this not being an 8. Almost useful, almost. Then we have something in here. Does it have to be the same? I think it does. I think it does. I think these two cells, despite the fact that, hang on, what did it say? It goes through all 3x3 boxes at least once. Cannot enter cells around a circle. It has vertical left-right symmetry. So I think it can indeed enter a box twice, as it has done here. But these two cells have to be of the same entropy. Now, I think it can be blue. I could have 1 and 3, given I've only placed the 2. I don't think they can be red because I've got 9 and a 7, 8. So what am I going to put in here? So that's not red. And I think they could be yellow because I could do 3 yellows. So this is yellow or blue. And yeah, if it's yellow, sorry, if it's blue, I don't have a 1 and I don't have a 2 because 1 is up here. So this would have to be a double 3, which it isn't. So this is not blue, that is yellow. And it's not a 4, this is a 5, 6 pair because the 4 is taken up here. That is the 4. That is 5 and 6. These 5 and 6 are helpful. They give us an order. This is now 1, 4, 7. I mean, it was always 1, 4, 7 included in there. Never mind. 1 can only be in one of these two cells. So 4, 5, and 6. 1 and 2. And this is 7 or 8. Well, it's not 7. It could be 8 or 3. This is 3 or 8. It's actually quite well defined. The 3 could still be in here. Or it could be... No, it's not 7, 8. This is a 1, 3 pair. Because I've already placed all of the high digits in this box. So these cannot be another 7, 8. That is in fact an 8. That is in fact a 7. Neither of these are 7, so that's 9. That's 8. That 1 and 3, that 3 is giving us a resolution. That's 1, that's 3. Right, we're definitely onto something now. 6s, 5s, 5s and 6s are down here. Not very significant. Could that still be yellow? It could be. It could be 4. It's not 5 and 6. That's about all we know. Or it could be 7, 9. I mean, that is all the options for that cell. May as well pencil mark it. Yeah, it can still be 7, 9. It would cause a triplet in here with 6, 7, 9s, but that could be 2, that could be 3. So, doable. Right, what else have we not used? That 5 gives me a 6, gives me a 5. This cell here, we still don't know what it is. If it's blue, it's 1 or 2. If it's yellow, it's 4. And if it's red, it's 7 or 9. I've not excluded anything. So these are 1, 2, 4. I am going to pencil mark them. That is not a 4. One, 2, 3 is gone. 8, you can see, is forced down here, which is, excuse me, down here is what I meant to say, which means these are not 8s. 8 is in one of these two cells. Okay, which puts 8 in here. I think that's almost all the 8s done. Last one is up there. That's all the 8s kind of done, we'll say. Twos, you can see, are lining up as well. That is a 2. Ones, not quite as neatly lining up. There's a 1 down here. So this is not 1, 2, or 3. It could be 4. It's not 5 or 6, and it could be 7. It's actually quite restricted. So what else do I have in the row? I've got another 1, 2, which is not in this cell, another 4, 7, which could well be here, and a 9. Which could very much be in where I am. So this is 4, 7, or 9. There's a 1 or 2 somewhere in here, plus another 4, 7, 9. 4, 7, 9. What else do I need? No 7s, which gives me a 3, 9 pair. 2, 7 in here. That is not a 7. That is the only place for a 7, 9. 7 now, excuse me. Then I need a 9, which can only be in here because of the 3, 9 and this 9. So essentially there's a 9 between these cells. What is my last remaining digit? 4, 9, and 6. 6 is not here. That is a 6. That is a 4, 9. Still not quite resolved. 1, 2, 4, still not resolved really. So essentially I have another 1, 2, and another 4, 9 in here. Column, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 5 and 6 between these two cells. Stunningly not resolved. Then I need another 5, 6 in here, which is not this cell. That's 5, 6. That is a 4. 4 is in one of two cells in here. Of course, because of this quad, plus this 4 eliminating these two cells. So the 8 is forced, the 3 is forced, the 1 and 2 is still not resolved. The 7, 9 pair are done, so this is a 1, 2, 4 cell. It's interesting. I really thought that once he drew the loop, that this will be like a piece of cake, and it really isn't. The fact that there is a 6 and an 8 means that these are low digits. Essentially, the 3 cells in there, whatever it's, the tip of the heart or a flat heart, it's not 7, 8, 9, and it's not 4, 5, 6 because they're gone. So this is 1, 2, 3. This may be helpful. Now, remember what I said earlier about if this is 7, 9, that would create a triplet, and then 2 and 3 would be up here. Actually, that does look quite plausible. What I am thinking, though, is 2 and 3 is not down there because we've already got a lot of pressure in here. In fact, that is a quad. 1, 2, 3, 8. Not 1. This is 7. This is 9. This is 2. This is 3. So one of these is an 8. We knew that. And one of these is a 1. Okay. Now, to complete this, we need another 4 and a 5, 6. It is not a 5. That is the 5. That is a 6. That is a 5. So we have 1, 4, 6 in here. 4, not 3. And that is not a 1. I really did think this puzzle would be easier. And I just don't understand what I thought it would be. It is a 1-star difficulty rated puzzle. And I thought that the loop is going to be very obvious. And it was, to be fair. But then suddenly it's just, yeah, like a tricky Sudoku, almost. So 4s are not here. 4 is in one of two cells. So the 4 is in one of these two. That is not a 4. Still gives me a 4 in here. So I haven't really used this quad much. So the fact that 1, 4, and 7 are in here. Let me think about what are the remaining options. So it's not 1. It could be 2, except with this 2 in here. This is the only place for a 2. The 3, mind you, is joining the 1, 4, 7. So that is forced to be a 2. That is forced to be a 9. This is 1, 4, 7, 3. Not a 4 in here. So 1, 3, 7, 1, 3, 7 again. And then 4 up there. And unfortunately, none of these cells are actually helping me finish it. Then I have an 8 with another 2 of the set 1, 3, 7. And the 3 is only down on this side because of these 3s. So this is really 178. Therefore, the 3 is up here. No, it's not. It doesn't have to be. Aside from the fact that the 4 is up here, it really doesn't have to be. Okay. 2 and 3 means that's a 1. That's not a 1. None of these are 1s. That's not a 1 either, or a 2 for that matter. How about Sleuth? Do some Sudoku. That is always what lets you down. So this is yellow. Not hugely helpful, if I'm honest. That was never a 6 because of the 6s here. That's a 1. This 1, well, we already knew that 1s are down here. And these 1s could be anywhere, so it doesn't actually necessarily help us resolve it. Okay. That seems to be kind of the theme of this particular puzzle. Not resolving. 9, 7, 9. Another 1, 2 in here to complete the row. This is now a 4, which means one of these cells is a 9, which makes this a 7. Yeah, of course it was a 7, so 1, 2, and 9. The definite 9. That is not a 7. In fact, none of these are 7s. There's a 7 now in here, which makes this also not a 7. So this is a 6-9 pair. 7 is in one of these two cells. It can only be in here because of this 7. This is a digit I should just be able to write in. It's a 5. To complete this box, I need a 9 and a 6. That 9 gives me an order. That's 9. That's 6. That 6 gives me 4 and 6. I still have that triplet 2, 3, 8. So this cell I should be able to just write in is a 5. These 3 cells, so essentially I have another 2, 3 with 7 and 9. And the 2, 3 is not in here. That's the 7. This is 2, 3, 9 with a, hang on, no 9s. The 9s are already written with 6, 9. So 2, 3 with a 4. Which isn't resolved. Nor are the 2, 3s. Right, remember what I said earlier about this heart? That is now forced. We know we can't go across because that 5 is from the middle. Whoops, excuse me. And therefore, these 3 cells have to be the same entropy. That is not a 4. That's the 4. This is a 2, 3 pair. That 6 was there ages. That's 9. That's 6. That's 9. That's not 9. This is a 1, 2. This is 1, 2. This is 2, 3. That has to be a 4. Otherwise, I've got too many low digits. So that's the 4. That's not a 4. One of these 2 cells is a 7. We knew that. And then essentially 3 low digits. Can I resolve these? Yep, 1, 2 pair. That's an 8. Which means that's also a 9. That's a 2. That's not the 8. That's 1 or 7. It's not 1 or 2. It's not 1 because we've got a 1, 2 pair. So that keeps on giving. That's an 8. These are now a 1, 3 pair. That 7 is not a 7. That's a 7. And then we just have a bunch of low digits to resolve. That 2 gives me 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. Sorry, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Just being pedantic now, we may as well, given we spent so much time on the puzzle. 1, 3, and then 1. And if I've not made any mistakes, 3 for the finish. It's a lovely, lovely puzzle. And thank you for the lovely message. Heart to you too, at least with the puzzle. Hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle and the video. So, I mean, I absolutely enjoyed drawing the loop. I mean, that initial break-in was fantastic. Just kind of the fusion of the entropy groups, plus the vertical symmetry, plus the restriction on the number of number of cells that can be part of the loop in any box. That was just all fantastic. That allowed you to sort of create this very quickly. And then the rest of it was just, you know, a good exercise in Sudoku, really. One that I clearly badly need. Anyhow, hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle and the video, and I'll see you back for the next one. Bye-bye for now.